You pull up to the gas station, you grab the pump, you start filling up your tank, and then you look at the total. You blink, you look again, yep, still $4. You didn't do anything different, you didn't buy a bigger car, you didn't drive more miles, you didn't change a single thing about your life. But somewhere on the other side of the world, a war started, and somehow that war followed you all the way to your local gas station. Today we're going to talk about oil, about Iran, about a tiny waterway you've probably never thought about. No economics degree needed, I promise. Let's go. Think of oil like the blood of the global economy. Everything moves because of it. Trucks, planes, ships, factories, all of it runs on oil. And when the blood stops flowing, everything slows down. A big chunk of it comes from one region, the Middle East. Right in the middle of that region sits one country that controls more than people realize, Iran. This strait, this narrow little strip of water, is where roughly 1 in every 5 barrels of oil on the entire planet passes through, every single day. It's like if the whole world's water supply ran through one single pipe, and Iran has its hand right next to the valve. Now you might be thinking, okay, but the US produces its own oil, right? Why should we care about Iran? Yes, the US does produce a lot of oil, but oil is sold on a global market. Even if the oil in your gas tank was pumped in Texas, its price was set by what's happening in the Persian Gulf. Crazy, right? But that's just how it works. Iran and the United States have had a rocky relationship for decades. We're talking since 1979. Sanctions, standoffs, threats back and forth. It's been a cold tension that never quite boiled over into full war until things started heating up again. Iran pushed its nuclear program further. The US tightened sanctions, blocking Iran from selling oil freely. Iran threatened to close that strait, and then things got physical. Military strikes, drone attacks, warships in the Gulf, the kind of headlines that used to feel far away suddenly didn't. And the moment that happened, oil traders around the world did what oil traders always do when they get scared. They panicked. Think of oil traders like people betting on a sports game, except the game is the global economy. When conflict breaks out near the Strait of Hormuz, traders don't wait to see what happens. They buy oil futures, and that buying itself pushes prices up. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Fear creates the price spike creates more fear. The journey from Iran fires a missile to your gas costs $4 takes about 2 weeks on average. Oil prices spike, refineries pay more for crude, they pass that cost to distributors, distributors pass it to stations, stations pass it to you. You're at the end of the chain. Countries like China, India, and Japan import massive amounts of oil from the Middle East. For them, a disruption in the strait isn't just an inconvenience, it's a national emergency. And when those big buyers scramble to find oil from other sources, they're competing with everyone else. It's like a game of musical chairs with oil tankers. When one chair disappears, everyone starts pushing. If just 2 to 3% of global supply gets disrupted, that's enough to push oil up by 20, 30, even 40%. 2 to 3%, that's it. Such a small number for such a massive effect. That's how fragile this system really is. Let's look at 3 scenarios. Think of them like weather forecasts, from cloudy to full-on storm. Scenario 1, the tense standoff. Conflict stays contained. No major disruption. Gas stays around $3.50 to $4. Painful, but manageable. Scenario 2, partial disruption. Iran targets tankers. Shipping gets risky. Some reroute around Africa, adding weeks to delivery. Gas could hit $5, even $6. Scenario 3, full closure. Iran closes the strait completely. 20% of global oil gone overnight. Gas above $7 or $8. Global economy takes a serious hit. Nobody wants this, not even Iran, because they sell oil too. A closed strait hurts everyone, including the one closing it. First, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, a giant emergency stash of oil underground in Texas and Louisiana, like a savings account, but for crude oil. The government can release that supply to calm the market. It doesn't fix everything, but it buys time, and in oil markets, time matters. Second, OPEC. Countries like Saudi Arabia and UAE can pump more oil to fill the gap, if they choose to. And in the Middle East conflict, their decisions get complicated fast. These are sovereign nations making political decisions. Third, American shale. The US can ramp up its own production when prices go high enough. It becomes profitable to drill in places that wouldn't make sense otherwise. But ramping up takes months, not days. So there's still a pain period before that kicks in. Here's what most people miss. When gas goes up, it's not just your tank that hurts. Every truck that delivers your groceries runs on diesel. Every plane that flies your package runs on jet fuel. Every factory that makes your stuff burns energy. That cereal at the store costs more not because the grain changed, but because it costs more to ship it to you. That's inflation, and oil is one of the biggest drivers of it. Your grocery bill, your heating bill, your airline ticket, your Uber ride, all of it. Historically, even the scariest Middle East conflicts have ended with negotiations before the worst case actually hit, because the pain cuts both ways. Iran's economy runs on oil revenue. If the strait closes, Iran suffers too. Full closure has only ever been a threat, a bargaining chip, not a reality. At least not yet. But this time, the conflict is more direct. The stakes are higher, the margin for error is smaller. Wars make threats credible in ways that change the calculus. Every time oil spikes, it accelerates something else. The shift away from oil entirely. EV sales go up. Solar and wind investment increases. But slowly, not fast enough to help you at the pump this month. So let's bring it home. You're back at that gas pump, $4 a gallon staring at you. Now you know why. A war, a narrow strip of water, scared traders, a global market that links every barrel of oil to your wallet whether you like it or not. If things stay contained, $4, maybe $4.50. If ships start getting targeted, $5, $6. If the worst happens, we're in uncharted territory. Nobody wants scenario 3. Not the US, not Iran, not China, not anyone who buys or sells anything that needs to move across an ocean. You can't control what happens in the Persian Gulf, but you can watch the signals. Watch oil prices. When they spike fast, something's happening. When they settle, markets are calming down. Watch the news around the Strait of Hormuz specifically. That's your early warning system. And think about the bigger picture. Every dollar that flows to foreign oil is a vote for staying dependent. The world is slowly building off-ramps from that dependency. If this video helps you understand something that felt complicated before, hit that like button and drop a comment. What do you think gas prices will hit in the next 6 months? We read every comment. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Our next video breaks down exactly how OPEC controls the oil market and why they don't always do what America asks. We'll see you there.